Hello, and thank you for joining us for your sales on steroids using automated marketing and sales systems to triple sales and pump up profits. My name is Scott Stroud, and I am one of the owners and founders of Cashflow Engineering, along with my partner Jeff, who is typically with me. Today, we generally do these webinars together, but Jeff has got the flu. A couple of books that I have authored or participated in recently. One of them is with my partner Jeff Prager, managing your business with 7 key numbers. This book is available through Builder Books. We released it in fact, it debuted in 2015. Just over 2 years ago at the International Builder Show. And 2015, it was the #1 best-selling book for Builder Books. #3 last year, and still going strong this year when I was there. Also, for those of you who have known me for quite a while and go back and remember Jerry Rouleau, my previous partner, had a workbook called The Complete Guide to Marketing and Selling New Homes. And I have just revamped that book as a 245-page workbook. It's huge and it's very well documented, and that's available. We have a lot of people that are on the call today are from the housing industry, either realtors or builders, and we're glad that you're all here. So those are a couple of the books that we have. Cashflow Engineering is our company, and what we do is help businesses engineer their cash flow. Cash flow doesn't happen by accident. And the fact of the matter is that any business can go for years without making a profit, but you can't last a week without cash. So we help businesses interview their cash flow and to implement simple and effective systems that generate consistent, predictable, and sustainable cash flow. Many of those systems have to do with marketing and sales and pricing. That's why we're going to talk about marketing and sales processes today. With cash flow engineering, our basic premise is that if you knew that every dollar that you spent on your business would return $1.25, so every dollar that you put in, whether it was in marketing or is in processes or it was in investment, if you knew that every dollar was an investment in your business that you get a return on, you wouldn't hesitate to spend money on it. We help people engineer their cash flow so that your business is generating consistent, predictable, and sustainable cash flow in any marketplace. And again, we're going to be talking about processes today that help you to do that in terms of generating cash and keeping it. So just so that you'll know, the things that you see today, two things. One is what we're going to talk about today will challenge you. In other words, you're going to see things that your organization probably isn't doing or isn't doing well that you're going to want to rectify. And second, at the end, I'm going to challenge you to do something. I'm going to ask you to take actions on what you've seen today, even if it's just a commitment to put some of these or one point into play, because they can make a huge difference in your business. According to a report that came out about 4 months ago, 88% of businesses today are struggling with cash flow, and that's in a recurring market. 88% struggle with cash flow. The other 12% likely have systems in place to help measure and moderate and implement their marketing and sales, their operations, their financial management, those 3 areas of business that lead to cash flow. And when we talk about systems in place, I saw this, somebody brought this to my attention recently. I wish I could have taken credit for it, but it says a system is something you stick to emphatically and methodically. A system is a habit. It's something that you do every time the same way so that you never have to reinvent the wheel. It's like the guy on television says, set it and forget it. It's always done the same way. If you've got systems in place, then you get predictable results from what you're doing. Systems increase effectiveness. And I'll tell you why. When you're doing things manually, whether it's your bookkeeping or your lead management, if you're doing it manually, you're shooting from the hip. You're reinventing the way that you do things every time. You're going to get differing results. And because you don't have a set way of doing things, you're just spending more time doing it than you should. And yes, a manual system It can work, but it takes tremendous discipline to do it. On the other hand, if you have a system, if you have a defined process, then you get consistent results. It's predictable. When something goes in, you know what's going to happen. You don't have to spend a lot of time. Automated, and it becomes effortless. And that's what we want to talk about in your marketing today. And I'll tell you why we're going to talk about that. Automating your marketing is just a simple process of putting in place systems so that when a lead comes in, it follows a set process. And if we can define a process, then we can automate it. And when things take place automatically, then we know that things take place 100% of the time. It's not up to us to follow up with. And I mentioned that now. That's our first definition, because 58% of top performing companies, those that rely on new leads to fill their sales pipeline, have adopted marketing automation. So already, if you've done that, you're in the top 58 percent. If you haven't implemented marketing automation in your business, then you're in the bottom half and you really need to catch up. 63% of companies that are outgrowing their competitors are doing so using marketing automation. And 79% of top performing companies have been using marketing automation for more than 2 years. In other words, they have processes in place that give them predictable results that increase efficiencies and effectiveness of what they're doing. According to the International Data Corp, business marketing has exploded in scope and complexity, making it practically impossible for marketers to efficiently and effectively reach target customers without a fully implemented marketing automation system. You can't reach people. You cannot respond to your prospects the way they expect without marketing automation. We'll show you why in a moment. Marketers know that their ultimate job is to increase revenue. Marketing automation can help by generating more and higher quality leads, which will eventually turn into new customers. Why more leads and why higher quality leads? Well, more leads because if we increase our efforts at capturing the people that visit our website, and we'll show you that in a moment, then we get more leads. And if we respond to those leads in a timely way and with information that's relevant to that person that's making the inquiry, then we capture their attention and they go, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And they stay with us rather than clicking off our website or going somewhere else. So more and better, higher quality leads we get. Finally, John Miller said this: his marketing automation is the technology that propels your business into a new era of relationship-based marketing with quantifiable results. When powerful technology meets effective implementation and internal processes, there's that word process, or systems again, process management, your company will soon find itself on a journey that leads to new heights of business success. And honestly, with the companies that I'm working with, we are seeing new heights of marketing success, of sales success, and of revenue and cash flow success. So we're working that out. Marketing automation, again, is a system to automate the things that we're currently doing manually so that they always get done. They get done in the most timely way, and they get done in the most effective and efficient way. So we're talking about a system here. And a marketing system, a marketing automation here would replace separate systems. Likely everybody on the call is using email. You may be doing web tracking. You have your Google Analytics put up. Maybe you're doing drip campaigns or nurture campaigns to reach out and help qualify the prospects that are coming in. We know, everybody knows that we should be doing marketing reports and sales reports, but you're probably not, because, or at least not effective reporting, because it's hard to know what to track and it's hard to have a mechanism in place to track them. And managing the entire pipeline. Well, marketing automation system helps us to do that with one solution by bringing everything into a single place, a single dashboard that keeps everything together in one place. That's why it becomes so much more efficient and so much more effective. That's one reason. So here's the problem. Here's why we need marketing automation is that conservatively, 97% of people that visit your website, they come, they look, they like what they see perhaps, but they don't never take any action. If you can't get them to take an action to pick up the phone and call you or to fill out a form and tell you who they are, then there's no way for you to continue the conversation. They can come, they can like it, they may be ready to buy your product right now, but unless you know who they are, you can't continue the conversation. It's up to them to come back. So that's one thing. And really, it's about 1 out of 100 people actually contact us from our contact us forms. 64% of the leads that we get, even those that walk into our sales centers, never get really followed up on with relevant contact, relevant follow-up. Only 14% actually get what we would call relevant follow-up. In other words, follow-up that is specific to them. The other thing is that online prospects expect an instantaneous response. In fact, speed wins. 23% of the people that would fill out a form on our website expect instant communication. In other words, they come to our website, maybe we've got something to entice them to fill out a web form. They fill out a form, they submit it, they ask a question and submit it, and you know what they do? They look at their screen and they expect you to be right there waiting for them and to respond to them within seconds. And if you don't, they get miffed and they go to the next website and they forget about you. Well, we want to respond quickly. 21% expect a reply within 30 minutes. They'll wait that long. 16% will still be interested in your reply a day later. But here's the reality. Companies responding to an online lead within an hour of receiving a query are nearly 7 times more likely to qualify that lead. In other words, to get them into their sales funnel as those that tried to contact the customer even an hour later, and more than 60 times as likely as companies that waited 24 hours or longer. So we need to respond quickly. The second term I told you we were going to look at was follow-up failure. And what does that mean? Well, I recently spoke to a group of sales managers, and I said, how many here are real happy with the way that your sales team follows up? And 3 people actually did raise their hand. And I looked at them and I said, really? You really feel like your sales team does an adequate job? And they said, well, no, we just felt like and every hand went down. So really, we are not doing a good job of following up. And there's a reason why. It's not our fault. It's not your salespeople's fault. We'll show you. But when it comes to online, but even the people that come into our office, in only 36% of visits in a recent survey did an agent bother to follow up with a prospect who visited the community and expressed immediate purchase interest. In other words, people coming in saying they're on site, they're visiting your properties, they're saying, hey, I am interested, I'm a buyer, I want to know more. Only 36% of the time do people get follow-up. That's not good, and we can fix that. So, in fact, this chart shows that of 100% of the visitors that came in, 84% were actually greeted by an agent, 56% were asked if they could follow up and got contact information, 30% actually did get follow-up, and only 14% got follow-up other than a form letter, boilerplate. Sales reps who follow up a lead within 5 minutes are 21 times more likely to get the lead into the sales process than if they follow up just 30 minutes later. I think that was out. So we can see that we need to do a better job following up, and we need to follow up instantaneously. In fact, what customers expect is humanly impossible. We can't do it without a system. We can't satisfy the expectations of our prospects without a system. That brings us to how to put a system together. The third concept I want you to understand is that of content marketing. Content marketing, instead of sending out a sales message, content marketing is delivering content that is of interest and relevance to your particular buyer. It's how to buy. It's what to look for when you buy. It's information that will help them make a buying decision other than a sales brochure, other than you're calling up saying, "Hey, you ready to buy? You ready to buy? You ready to buy?" Content marketing is really about educating and building rapport rather than trying to sell them right now. When they have enough information to make a qualified buying decision, then if you're the one that gave that to them, they will likely come back and buy from you. Content marketing changes the purpose of what we're doing. So, whereas we used to measure our marketing in terms of traffic and SEO and our social media and our analytics, now we're measuring our engagement. How engaged are people with our message? Are we educating them? Are they learning more about how to buy as well as why to buy from us? Is there an interaction? Are we developing a conversation? Are we seeing an ROI really in terms of their return on interest shown? Are they coming back to us and being more engaged with our message? Those are the results that we look for. That's what content marketing helps us to manage. I'll give you an example. Here's actually two. Company in North Carolina, Value Build Homes. They came to us and said, "Look, we're getting about 40 leads a month from our website." And I said, "Well, where are you getting them?" "They're either calling us," they said, "or they're filling out our contact us form." Well, the name of the company is Value Build Homes. Value is what they put into their name. That's how they define themselves. So we came up with a plan for them. We put on their website this little banner that said top 5 most house for the money home plans. If people are looking at value, we wanted to show them 5 floor plans that were the best value they could find. Free download here. That's all we did, and put that on their website. Well, inside of 6 weeks, their leads had gone from 40 leads a month to 240 leads a month, a 500% increase in the number of leads captured from the same amount of people visiting their website. We didn't increase their marketing. We didn't increase SEO or pay-per-click. We didn't get more people to their website. We captured 5 times more people that were already coming to their website from their existing traffic just by giving them content that was of interest to them. Another one that we've done for another builder was free download. Why new homes cost less to own than used homes. Give us your first name and your email address and you'll get instant access to this. So something like that, a free report, an article, a plan series, things like this that capture the interest of people and go and make your prospects go, "Oh, I need to know that. I want to know that. Tell me more about that." They'll trade their valuable information, their name and their contact information and their email for something if it's relevant to them, rather than filling out a contact us form. So those are 2 ways to get more people from your existing marketing into your funnel. Here's another one we did for a company in Maryland called Pure Build Homes. Their USP, the way they differentiate themselves is high performance luxury homes. So we wrote an article for them. We composed it and put it together, the high performance home. Get your copy here, how to live in luxury and still be kind to the planet. And once again, people see that. We already know that their interest, that they're on their website because they have an interest in high performance and luxury. And we said, what would Tesla do if they were marketing homes? And we tried to build a program that would be comparable to that, and with phenomenal results. So that again, content marketing, there's nothing about why to buy us here, 10 reasons to choose us, or we've been in business since 1967, or any of those things that people really don't care about. We're giving them information that is pertinent and relative to them. Then we continue to build on the conversation. What you see here is a chart of what happens here. So first we go, this is the website. They visit our website. They fill out a form. They go in, they get a series of communications that come back. First of all, they're going to fill out a form and they're going to ask for that information, that your top 5 floor plans. Immediately, within seconds, as soon as they fill out the form and submit it, an email goes out to them and says, "Hey, David, thank you for requesting our information. Here's the information you requested." And then we have another series of emails that goes out to them after that, or a series of contacts and communications during this time. A day later or 2 days later, they'll get another email and said, "Hey, did you get the report? If not, here it is, a link to download it. By the way, did you know this?" And we share something else about our company, or something else about the market, or something else that might be of interest to them that would motivate them to come in. Then a couple of days later, they get another one that says, "Hey, by the way, here's another point that you might make." Or maybe in this third email, maybe we're asking a question. Are you interested in move up home, a retirement home, a second home? Or if it was you're selling something else, are you interested in an entry level product, or a luxury product, a high end product? Whatever it is, we're asking them. And it says, click here if you're looking for entry level, click here if you're looking for retirement, click here if you're looking for a move up. And when they click a link, that tells us a little bit more about them, and it would change the track that they go on so that they continue to get what's relevant to them, which gets them more excited and honestly moves them forward to more quickly make a phone call to you or get in contact with you. A couple of days later, maybe there's a task now. They've been in the system for a few days. So now, after they've been warmed up, now a salesperson's going to give them a call. Probably you'll leave a voicemail, and then you'll follow up with an email that says, "Hey, I left you a voicemail. Did you get it?" And we go on. So now we've got a series of communications. All these would be in this first section right here. If the person calls, well, great. Then we can stop all this by clicking a button. If they don't, then maybe we want to go into a second, the midterm nurture or a long-term nurture, until they do take action. So what's happened is that instead of relying on the salespeople, which are already inundated and their job really is to sell, instead of relying on them to make these cold calls and to make these follow-up calls with people that they haven't qualified yet, we're giving people an opportunity to qualify themselves and take the initiative. And we're getting about 300% or 3 times more people to actually pick up the phone and make a phone call or come in and see you by nurturing them in this way than if we don't. Now, just let me ask, is this making sense to you? Is it following that if we have a way to immediately respond, to capture people's attention, to immediately respond to them, and then build on their interest with additional content, not a sales message, but a content. The call to action is, hey, come see you for yourself. Come, call us for an appointment, come in and see us, or click here to learn more. But we're not trying to sell. We're just trying to educate. There's that task. Again, we put in a task for people to, so that now we become actually engaged. We're not, some people leave it up to the client, the prospect, to make that call, but we want them to do it. And what if they do? Okay, or what does that task look like? Well, here's a task that would go out to, in this case, it's going to Crystal. It says, "Crystal, this is an introduction call. Here's a script that we want you to use, and it's going to fill in that person's name. And here's what you're going to say, and here's when we want you to make this call. And we're going to notify these users in the system." And so now, if you're a manager, you're watching that these tasks get done. The salesperson is much more apt to make that phone call because already he can look in the customer's record and see if they've been opening the emails and where they came from and what they're interested in. And so now they make those calls and they start to establish that rapport, or they build on that rapport. And when you've got tasks, what if these tasks are shown on your dashboard, or they get an email, your phone buzzes and you see that you've got a new task or a new lead assigned to you, or something to do, a new appointment set, And this is on the dashboard. I see, this was directly off of my task for one day. Here's the tasks. Here's when it was due. Here's who I'm supposed to call this day. Here's who I'm supposed to call here. And then I click them. Just click the links and say complete when they're done. So that's how automation goes into from marketing automation to sales automation. Again, marketing automation makes it easier to personalize our emails because we know what that person's interested in. It's easier to segment their database based on that prospect interest because we're asking them to click links and to make choices, and they're doing so. And believe me, they do it. And we're automating our customer nurturing, okay, through an automated nurture cycle that brings more people in and that tracks them throughout their entire sales cycle. And again, according to the firm eMarketer, 86% of marketers said that marketing automation has improved their nurturing or their follow-up. 73% of marketers said that it gave them measurable results, and 66% of marketers said that it enhanced targeting and personalization. In other words, they were able to better relate to their prospects through automation. Marketing automation helps us to do a little bit more. It helps us to track the activity of our prospects. In other words, you leave a voicemail and you're going to assume that somebody opens any voicemail and heard it, and they probably do. If you text message them, you got a higher percentage. But with emails, what if you knew not only that they opened the email, but when they opened it? Well, that's what it does. Or if you've got a link in an email and you knew when they clicked it, or when they click it, it notifies you, hey, they just opened the email. They just clicked this link. They're on your website now. And we knew what they downloaded. We knew which web pages they visited. See, what our marketing automation system does is help us. It lets us get a score or score our leads based on their actions, based on actions that the prospect does. In other words, if they fill out a web form, well, we give them points, scores for that. If they open our emails, well, we give them points for that. If they click on them, we give them a little more points. If they come back, we even know what pages on our website they visited. And we can see what they're looking at. And in our system, it gives us a score of flames. We can assign, and this is custom created for every one of our clients. But now you can set it to where if somebody reaches 3 flames or they reach a particular score based on their activities, then it automatically assigns a task for you or one of your salespeople to give them a call at exactly the time that they're showing the most interest. Timing is everything. So this helps us to do that. Marketing automation then goes back. We use it to capture more leads off of our online properties, our website, our social media, Pinterest, wherever we are online. We can have a form that would grab people and pull them in and get more leads. We nurture. In other words, we increase the engagement that we have in our interaction with each one of those. We can have it automatically assign leads. David and Kim are on the call here today, and I think we set it up for them. When people come in, it automatically gets assigned to a salesperson. And if you've got 5 salespeople that are selling, that are all getting leads from your website, well, it does a round robin and will automatically assign the lead to the next person in line. And then the emails that go out as your nurture emails or your follow emails from the system have that salesperson's picture, that salesperson's name, and they're building rapport not just with your company, but with an individual. We use this for reactivating stale leads. Now, how many of you have a database, leads that at one time were interested, but you don't have time to follow up with them? Maybe it's been 6 months or a year or 2 years or more since you talked to them, and you just don't know, you don't want to throw them away, but you don't know how interested they might be. Well, we use marketing automation to create campaigns that would go out and reach back out to these people and say, hey, at one time you were interested in buying our product or in doing business with our company. Are you still interested? If you've already made other arrangements, click here and we'll take you off our list. However, if a new home or a new motorcycle or a new car is still in your in your future, then click here to see what's brand new. And what happens is that, yeah, we'll get people that are no longer your prospects. They've already made other arrangements. And we want to clean our list and get them off. And they'll click off and say, yeah, remove me. But we get a lot more people that say, well, yeah, I'm still interested. And you didn't know it. So now you can reactivate your stale leads. We watch how people come through the pipeline. We improve our internal communications through setting up automations that let us know when things happen or when other people within our company or on our team need to do things. And we segment our list. So all that's through some of the benefits, what we get from marketing automation, why you need a marketing automation program. In addition to that, we're going to get improved reports. And in fact, instead of having to generate reports and spend a Friday afternoon or trying to compile all these reports and throw them into an Excel spreadsheet and do these comparisons, most of the time we can create reports that are on your dashboard in real time. What are my leads to date? Year to date. What are my leads this week? How many conversions? How long does it take to from the time a person comes into my system until we sell them on average? We were watching these kind of reports. If we've got different sales offices, I'm working with a company called Atlantis Homes out of Maryland and Delaware. They got 6 offices. And what we want to do, they said, I want to know what's going on in each office, and I want to see it on my dashboard when I log in. So we've created their sales pipeline and their reports where you don't have to generate them. They're right there. So your marketing reports are there. Your sales reports are there. Your punch list automation. Got a company here in Kentucky where I am, Park Place Homes. That's the main reason that they wanted automation, is so that they could automate and keep track of their service, their punch list and their service items, and set service appointments automatically. Another reason, and I've got this highlighted here, is a loyalty program. How many of you just type in yes if you have a formalized loyalty program or a customer appreciation program or a referral program that you use regularly? It's formalized and that you do it with every new customer. I'm not seeing anybody say yes. What if you did? What would it work? How would that work for you? A loyalty program. Good. Okay, Joss, and I would expect your company to have that. Um, uh, you're with I think Lindell, and yeah, we have a referral program, but it isn't used by all our independent dealers. What if you implemented it in behalf of your dealers, and they got the benefits, but so did you? What would your referrals look like if we came? We can automate this for you. In other words, that's one of the things that's really key to automating, is going back to the people that have already bought from you and letting them know that you still love them, that you still care what they think. You're still interested in their opinion. You still want to know if there's, how they feel about your product. Even if it's not, if they've got something negative to say, you still want to know. When you start asking people these things and you start engaging with them, then they show appreciation. That's what we call an appreciation program, is that when you appreciate them enough to even ask their opinion, they feel good about that. They will ask, or they will give you not just constructive criticism that will help you get better at what you're doing, but they will reward you with their appreciation by sending their friends and their family to you. So sales automation, we said it replaces a whole bunch of different things at the beginning. It's your CRM. The CRMs are critical today, but they don't automate. Most CRMs don't automate the things like the follow-up that needs to be done. Tasks and activities calendar should be included in this. Your email, your auto call, or send automated texts. These can be incorporated in a marketing automation system. Being automated, you should be able to find your leads wherever you are at any given time from any connected computer or mobile device. Right now, I can see everything when I log into my Infusionsoft program, but I can see it on my phone. I can log in from my phone, from my iPad, from my computer. When I'm on the road, I always have these because it's not only web-based, but it's mobile-based. And in fact, some things I find easier to get off my phone than logging into the program. And that you can set up actions based on triggers. For example, if you're sending an email to somebody, to a prospect, if they click a particular link, then you can say, if they click this link, then set up this series of actions and responses. Take them off my list or put them into my hot list based on the actions that they take. That when we have that capability, then without the capability, you've been thinking for all these years without that capability. And so sometimes it's a little overwhelming to think what you can do when you have that. But that's what I'm here for. That's how we help people to not only use the automation and use the programs, but to do it well. Talk about how to automate our sales funnel. Whether you have it listed, whether you've actually committed it to paper or not, every one of you has a set sequence of events that take place that we call the customer journey or the sales pipeline. When they come in this case, the first, that we've got a first appointment. What's the purpose of the first appointment? Well, to find out if we're a good fit for each other and can they do this. So the second step may be qualification. Then we may be able to get a quote, and we deliver a quote, and then the quote's accepted, and then there's approval, deposit, design engineering, schedule for construction. Construction begins, or delivery, or set, or however that goes within your company. Whatever you're selling, and I think there's we've got an attorney on the call here. The attorney, again, you have a set a set sequence of events that takes place. And whatever your sequence is, that funnel, whatever the journey that you take your customers on from the time you first qualify them until the time that you have satisfied them, delivered, and then put them into a referral program, we can codify that. We can put that in there and then watch how people are moving through this funnel. In this case, these little numbers that you see, first appointment, there's a 5, qualification, 16. Those are actually the number of people that were in that stage for this particular application, this particular company. And if we were to click on this 5, it would take us into where this is PowerPoint. It's not live in the program. But if we were to click on that 5 in the program or on your dashboard, it's going to show you who those 5 people are and let you dive deep into them and see all the information about each one of those. So what a great way to follow our sales through the sales funnel and to be able to set our activities, to share data with whom we need to, and to really manage the opportunities that we need. Most sales managers will admit that managing salespeople isn't the problem because it's impossible. What you do is manage the tasks, and you're really managing the relationship that you have with that buyer through the salesperson. And when you can see it like this, it becomes so much easier to manage, that you become so much more effective, and it can't help but contribute to your end sales. And that's why we're seeing sales. We talked about 500% increase in leads captured, but also we're seeing sales triple just through good management and using sales management processes that we can automate. So, for example, we talked about a loyalty program, and I think that every company should have a target of at least 30 to 40% of your sales coming from referrals. That won't happen unless you actively work on it and cultivate those referrals. So what you might have is a customer appreciation program or a loyalty program, which means that after they purchase, here this little icon indicates that they've made a purchase. Year 1, we're going to have these actions. Year 2, we're going to have these actions. Year 3, there's going to be these actions. And you set them ahead of time and figure out what those are going to be. And this is our year 1, basically, that we have right here. So inside this rectangle would be these actions that we'd say in 90 days, we're going to send them a little survey, a customer satisfaction survey, a simple survey we call the Net Promoter Score survey, which you don't have to buy, you can create very, very simply. And our software will actually do this for you, deliver it for you. 3 months later, we're going to schedule a visit. So now it's at the 6 months, we're going to schedule a visit. Maybe they've got a warranty. And so in 6 months or in 3 months later, you want to have um, uh, a notification that their warranty is about to expire, or that you're still interested and they should, if they haven't got their warranty card in, they need to do that. And then maybe on the anniversary of they're moving in at a year, maybe you've got it set up where a message goes to your send out cards account, which sends them a fruit basket, all automated where you didn't have to think about this stuff. So those are things that we can do. What do we want to happen? We can set it to happen automatically, and it happens 100% of the time with everybody without fail, and we keep them in. This was a program or a campaign that we built for automating a punch list and service. So we move it into the punch list level on our sales pipeline. As soon as they move into that stage, then a series of reminders goes out to schedule their walkthrough. And maybe you've got a link back to an appointment scheduler that will do that. It schedules the appointment, and then it sends out reminders. You have we're going to be there. Your technician's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there this morning at 10 o'clock. Click here if you can't make it, or call us to let us know. So now we've got all these things automated so that people are actually there when they're supposed to be, and we can keep up with them. So we've been going about 40 minutes now. Why automate? Well, number one, when you're automating, you're getting things done. Things get done. Follow-up happens 100% of the time. Nurturing takes place 100% of the time and develops those relationships that gets people into and qualified for your salespeople or you to talk to. It gets them ready for that in-person visit. We get our scheduling can be done automatically, and we can share the information with those on our team that need it. It saves TEM. That TEM stands for time, energy, and money. It saves us this, so we're not reinventing the wheel with every with every new prospect. Everything takes place exactly the same way every time, the most efficient way. When we're onboarding new staff, if you've got processes in place that you train to, it makes it so much easier to train them, and they get up to speed so much more quickly and become more effective and efficient more quickly if we can train them to a process rather than, okay, we kind of do it this way, and you're keeping everything in your head. How are you doing it? Well, no, let's codify it. Let's put it on paper. Let's create a system, and we become more efficient. And bottom line is that your company becomes more profitable if everything is done the most effective and the most efficient way every time. It relates into direct sales, into more sales with less time and less money. By increasing efficiencies through better qualifying leads and increasing effectiveness by ensuring sales efforts are more personalized and relevant, marketing automation enables sales teams to do what they do best, and that is sell. So according to VP of Marketing for No Lane Incorporated, this takes all that follow-up and all the bookkeeping and all the scheduling and who am I going to call today. It takes all that off a salesperson and automates it. So they come in and they hit the ground running every day. And they're most effective because they're calling the people that most qualify and most need their time and attention, the ones that are most likely to buy and buy more quickly. So they're getting sales done more effectively and more quickly. Again, IDC Group said not implementing a marketing automation solution may be the ultimate career-limiting move for today's marketers. If you haven't gotten started, you're already behind the 8-ball. Now, fortunately, I've got David and Kim are on the call today. They've already gotten started, and they're doing this. I've got Kristen on the call today. I'm just looking at who's on. And Kristen, you're using a marketing automation system. We're setting that up for you now at at for your company. Um, so that's Pine Ridge Homes. So we're doing this for a lot, but if you're not doing it yet, there's some compelling reasons to do that. Why? Well, you can expect, we see an average of 458% increase in the number of leads we capture through automating these processes and by using these lead capture mechanisms like those articles that I showed you. We see a 300% increase in on-site tours when we send nurture messaging and we're using content marketing to educate and prepare our our prospects. It's like plowing the ground and getting them ready for the seeds, the sales seeds that you're going to plant. Nobody falls through the cracks. 100% of the people that go into the system get followed up on, and it doesn't take any time to do that. And the follow up is relevant and it's personalized. It's not just boilerplate that has no meaning for the individual because they sculpt the information they get by their responses. We're shaking that tree, that database that you have. We're actually mining your own database and re-engaging what you consider dead leads. I guarantee there are sales there. We just need to mine for them and find it. And this does it seamlessly without involvement of your time by creating a re-engagement campaign that we launch periodically. And it increases efficiencies throughout the company. So those are some of the whys that you should be automating. Tell you what we're doing today is I want to help everybody here automate their marketing and their sales. If you've already got a program, then we've probably already done this for you, like David and Kim and Kristen. This is, and you please hold me to all of this because this is what we're doing for you. The rest of you that are on the call, here's what we're offering today. We're doing a special offer. Top 4 money-making campaigns. When I work with my clients, what I find that there are 4 campaigns that have the highest rate of return on investment. And those are a lead capture campaign, creating an article or a plan series or something that is relevant and pertinent to your audience that we put on your website that increases the number of people that are going to engage with you. They don't just see you and leave. They say, oh, I want that. And they give you their name so that you can continue to market to them. One is a lead capture campaign. The second is a nurture campaign, a follow-up campaign. What do you do when somebody does fill out that capture or that contact us form? Or somebody does they come into your office and they looking around and they're what we call the tire kickers. They really haven't committed. Well, we put them into a nurture campaign that builds their interest and gives them enough information to make that decision to either come in and take action or take action and leave. And believe me, they don't go to your competitor with something like this. If they're going to buy, they will buy from you. A third is the re-engagement campaign that we talked about that would take that database and start straining it and finding the nuggets of gold, the people that are still there that you're not aware of, but that are just now might be the right time to contact them. And the fourth campaign is a loyalty program. What those looks like are lead capture campaign, like the high performance home article that we wrote. What we're doing is a 3,000 word custom written article, all with graphics. We set it up. We've got it ready to go. That's followed up with 6 emails, all of which build on the theme that we're giving them, but give them additional reasons to come in and see you in person with calls to action to do so, and really builds their interest to get them on site or face-to-face with your salesperson. The third thing we do is to set up your lead scoring so that you'll see who's responding to your lead capture and these things. You'll know who's opening your emails. You'll know who's clicking links that are in the emails. These are all strategically and professionally written to get the greatest response for you. And we set up tasks that when they reach a particular score that you or your sales team should contact. So that's one campaign that we're doing. The second campaign that we're including in this bundle is a nurture campaign. Again, another 6 emails, all with calls to action and lead scoring set up, but this time with tasks, automated tasks for your salesperson to contact at specific times or when they reach a particular score. We create a custom timeline that goes generally longer. We're looking at a few months in a nurture campaign, whereas as it's with a couple of weeks with the lead capture campaign. And then it goes into a long-term nurture with 4 additional emails. Maybe if they haven't taken any response in the first 90 days, then you're going to want to put them on a quarterly newsletter type event. And we're going to write those first 4 of those for you too. So that's our second campaign. The third one is a re-engagement campaign. And that is where another 6 emails that will go out and to the people that you've already talked to, but that you've lost track of. And let's find out whether they still are interested, if there's still a potential, any chance that they're going to buy. If there is, we want to make sure that they're buying from you. And so we send them a number of emails to warm them back up, to give them additional reason and incentives to get them into your to your office and in front of your salespeople. And fourth is that loyalty campaign, and that is a customer appreciation campaign that we would write for you to send to those people that you've already sold to. And really, the more you respect them, and the more that you continue to show them that they still matter to you by inviting them to events that you have, your open houses, your events, your shows, whatever you're doing, include them too. When you do, they appreciate it so much. You don't even have to ask for referrals. But when you're front of mind, they will give them to you. So we've got 4 complete campaigns that we're including in a bundle. Typically, our retail price for this, and we sell this every day, these 4 campaigns it runs between $900 and $1,200 per campaign. So I'm averaging that at around $39.95. Today, we're running a special. And by the way, whatever marketing automation, if you already have marketing automation software, if you're using Lasso or Top Builder Solutions or Salesforce, Pardot, or anything like that you've got, or HubSpot, if you've got a program like that, we'll install those in your program for you. But we're not going to charge you $39.95 today. In fact, we're going to knock that price almost in half by today offering this complete bundle for only $24.95. That's $1,500 off today if you buy the bundle of 4. And once again, you've got your lead capture campaign, you've got your lead nurture, your re-engagement, and your loyalty campaign, all of which are the top money makers. Every one of these makes money by getting more people in front of your salespeople and generating more sales out the door. Even if you conservatively only doubled what you're doing now, wouldn't that be a substantial difference to your sales? Well, we feel like doubling it is not good enough. We can do more than that. With any one of these programs would probably double the number of leads that you had in your sales. But all of them together, we are increasing your customer loyalty. We're increasing the number of referrals that you get. We're going back through the database that you've already spent money to get those people. And if you think that the average lead, actually our acquisition cost for a sale is about $250 to $750, somewhere in that range, and you've already got all these leads that you've already paid for just sitting there doing nothing, well, let's start working those and start getting our money back out of there. So we've got everything for $24.95, a $1,500 discount. If you don't have a marketing automation software, then I highly recommend Infusionsoft. I'm an Infusionsoft certified partner and a certified retailer, and we can make a very, very good we can set up your program completely. Infusionsoft does everything that you need it to do for a very, very affordable price. Again, a number of the people that are on the call today are already using this, and we will install this and get that up and running. You have nothing to do to install these 4 campaigns. We're doing it for you. Just a couple of, let's see, it's right at the top of the hour, so I'm going to finish up here. Um, John Underwood, president of Selling Edge Pro, we set up his automation for him. He said, if you don't understand what marketing automation is and why it's a key element of a successful sales and marketing strategy, call Scott. He'll explain it, and hopefully I have helped do that today. And if you need to automate your marketing, again, call Scott. He'll get it done. Not only does he understand the technology beyond marketing automation, specifically the Infusionsoft program, but he understands the monumental difference it will make in your enterprise. And I would add to that, since most of us on the call today are from the housing industry, I understand how to market homes. I've personally sold over 350 new homes in my career, and I understand why people buy. Lori Maynard said that I was able to format Infusionsoft for them to suit their needs, and most importantly, teach them how to make those changes themselves. That's part of what I do. It's not just to set it up like I have taught Kim here today with Aiken Housing Center. Kim, you know almost as much as I do about this stuff. We not only set it up for you, we teach it for that. So if you'd like to take advantage today of this program, and yes, we can break it into installments if you need. What I'm going to ask you to do right now is not to commit. Don't pull out a credit card. Don't do anything like that. Just commit to a call. What I'd like for you to do is to just type in the question box, yes, call me. Just go to the question box on the side and just say, yes, call me. That's all you have to do. Just type in that, and I'll send you a link to schedule a call at the right time. And just for doing that, if you'll just call in or let me have a conversation with you to see if this is a good fit for you, then we'll give you this special report that we have. That's currently, you can purchase it from our website. Is 50 ways to increase your cash flow. This is 50 specific strategies that you can employ. Many of them are marketing. None of them are the ones that I've talked about today, maybe a couple, but 50 specific strategies that you can employ that will increase your cash flow. One of them may be just what you're looking for to turn your business around and to really guarantee that your cash flow stays through any cycle, any economic cycle. So again, just type in, thanks. Matt has said, thanks. Donna has asked me to call her. I've got several more that are going. One David has already got it, but another David on the call is saying, yes, call me. So let's talk. If instead you want to give me a call, I've got the rest of the afternoon where I have left it open for phone calls and questions. If there's any questions, please let me know. And I will give you a call. I will answer them here. Otherwise, if you'd like to just call me rather than typing it in, then my number is there, 606-416-2078, or you can email me at stroud@cashflowengineering. That's the time that we have. I've gone 3 minutes over. I apologize for running past the hour time frame. Thank you for your attendance today, and please let's have a conversation to see if this is a good fit for you. If it's not, that's not going to hurt my feelings. If it is, I certainly want to be there to help you. Josh, you're welcome. Thank you, and thanks everyone for being in attendance. I hope to speak with you soon. Bye-bye.